African Americans resist the patrols with great ingenuity. They learn to avoid routes that patrols use. They place lookouts to warn gatherings when they are approaching, and they devise tricks for avoiding patrols when they do appear.
Slave narratives tell us that when patrollers knocked on the door of a cabin trying to intrude into a slave gathering, a quick-thinking slave grabbed up a shovel full of coal ash and blew it into the face of the patrollers, making it possible for all of the slaves to escape through windows, doors, and in one particular tale, even up the chimney.
If I become creative as a slave, then you as the master will become creative in ways to contain me. So it's different every day.
When one side adjusts their nightly routes for patrolling or escaping, the other side adapts too.
You build a better mousetrap and I'll become a smarter mouse. There's a cat and mouse game, if you will, going on all the time. And you can see that in the history of the patrol system in South Carolina.
On a cool winter's evening in Alexandria, Virginia, the local patrol acts on a tip that slaves are frequenting a certain stretch of road. All the men have passes, except two. As they march the two slaves back for punishment, the patrol doesn't realize that the balance of power has now shifted. They pause to rest, and two of the men stalking them, Alfred and Spencer, spring out of the darkness, free their friends, and disappear into the night. Spencer is later executed, and Alfred sold to a slave trader. Their owner receives fair market compensation for both men.
You had to keep the lid on all the time. This was something that was changing from day to day. It was a war.
And slaves find other avenues of revenge. It is not uncommon for the homes or barns of patrollers to go up in smoke at night. Patrollers known to be especially sadistic are common targets. So are the most vigilant patrol captains. Arson becomes so common that the American Fire Insurance Company of Philadelphia refuses to write fire insurance policies in slave states.
Some slaveholders told themselves that their slaves were docile and their slaves were contented and they were in no danger. But in reality, I think most slaveholders understood the fact that on a daily basis they were in danger. And then that helps us to understand the almost military organization of Southern society.